Live vertical here. You can see it in the corner. Streaming on YouTube. All right, so now that that's streaming on YouTube, I want to get that chat here. So everybody's chatting together. All right, so here we go. Time is at 5:15. We'll start drawing at 5:20. We'll draw for an hour. Alright, here's what we want here. Ain't that what we really want is to pop out this chat here. Okay. If we pop out that chat. Okay, we'll call this a window capture, the vert chat. Alright, so that'll go here. Boom, we're cooking. We need to get some chats in the vertical so I can see how it's looking. I think last time we did some crop filters. Let's try that to clean it up. So top, let's say 100. Bottom 125. 135. That's good enough. Alright, so it'll look something like that. Well, there we go. On both of them already, huh? Pretty cool. Alright, so as soon as we get somebody on the vertical chat, somebody's in the vertical chat. Can you hit the vertical chat so I can see if I got it connected to the horizontal chat? All right, y'all. Let me see. How come I'm not seeing you here? Hey, what's up, Jay? What's up, Lauren? How are you? Welcome to the chat. What's happening here? I made a mistake somehow. All right, so let me double check these filters. Jay, how are you? Lauren, how are you? What have you been up to? How was your day? What kind of art are you creating? Thanks for hopping in and chatting. Okay, does that clear it up? There we go. Oh. No, that doesn't fix this one. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get. There's also a horizontal chat. Horizontal chat. We're restreaming on YouTube and on Twitch. We're about to do a nice live drawing. Be sure you like and subscribe. Flag says I got 34K channel points and nothing to spend them on. What? How do they work? Can we make some things for you to spend them on? I don't know what how the channel points work. But as our mod god here, you could tell me what's up. Let me get something to drink and then we'll start. I don't know how the channel points work. How y'all doing today? Jay, what's up with you? What kind of art are we doing today? Lauren, How are you? What kind of art do you make? I think we're gonna be drawing jazz musicians again today. I'm currently locked on a chapter right now, so are you still writing, Flag? Nice. Love it, love it. Musicians jamming. Kind of like jazz blues. Okay, we're gonna start fading this guy down a little bit. What's up, Jerry? How are you, Jer? What kind of art do you do? Alright, so what if this, we decided this doesn't blend well though, huh? We'll try one more time. If it has a white background, what kind of blending mode would work? Screen? No, it doesn't even do anything. Blending mode additive? No. Multiply? Shoot, is it, can you even read that? Is that legible or is that too dark? What up, y'all? Has anybody got a request for a certain kind of jazz musician to draw? Maybe we just go back to normal mode. Blending mode, normal. Maybe it's a crop. Crop the top a little more. Maybe that's good enough. God dang, we gotta do it here too. Alright, let me crop the top on this bad boy. Alright, let's get into a drawing. Hey kitty man, we're about to draw. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 6:20.
Your alarm is set for 6:20 p.m.
Alright, we're gonna draw for about an hour. Y'all ready for this? Okay, let's do it. Let's start with maybe something like this. I hear you, kitty. Alright. Something like that. Alright, so I'm not being too critical on where everything is. I'm just trying to get some lines on the paper and just kind of start from there. Once I get lines on the paper, I can start to worry about if they're in the right place or what's really going on. The first step is to just put some lines down in a way that's fun, you know? Alright, so if you can tell what this is already, let me know. What's up, Ian? Welcome to the chat. Sorry, maybe 35 after 35. What's up, Jerry? What's up, Ian? How are y'all? Thanks for saying hello. Alright, let's keep cooking here. Alright, so we got a hand coming here, maybe. Something like this. Something like that. Okay. Something like this. Okay, if our hand is here, let's say we got our fingers here. Hand, something like that. His second hand is over here. Just like 2 fingers there, maybe, but he's got these 2 fingers out like that. I guess thumb wrapped here, something like that. So that could be the beginning of our drawing here. Then what we'll do is we're going to take a little bit of charcoal here and start finding our shadows. You know, and I'm not trying to be too critical about the drawing. I'm just kind of having fun. So let's find where some of our shadows are. Something like this. He's got some like shadows on his shirt against the sleeve here, maybe. Some wrinkles in the sleeve here that's kind of folded up. Like a collar here. Let's imply maybe some hair, something like that. Something along the pipes here. Something like that, maybe. There's some shadows here. Let's keep going. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty dark here. Let's kind of imply what's going on. Hard to see exactly. Maybe it's actually more like this. There we go. Right, and every time we draw a saxophone, I realize how dang involved these things are. There's so many buttons and knobs and switches on these bad boys. All right, so that's kind of like our beginning there, I think. Right? All right, let's keep going. Jerry, Ian, Lauren, Jay, be sure you've subscribed. Hang out. We do this a few times a week. I'd like to see you at the next one. Also, are you an artist? What kind of art do you do? What kind of stuff are you into? Alright, so use a paper towel to smudge around to kind of bring out some gray area. So now let's find some highlights. Alright, so maybe like there, see a highlight there, maybe a highlight here. And I'm trying to find some highlights, and if I see a highlight in my reference photo, I'm gonna put the highlight down, but like it doesn't have to match anything, you know. I'm just putting highlights down. Like even if the lines and the shadows that we've previously done don't necessarily match exactly, it's okay. You know, nobody's made a decision on that. All the highlights and the shadows have to play together. You know, maybe we're implying the movement of the musician. So some of the shadows and the highlights are kind of incongruent, you know. But I'm still looking in the image for highlights and drawing in the highlights. The audience still wants to know they're looking at a saxophone, you know. All right. So let's get some focus on his face here. What else we got? There's some things here that could be worked on, something like that. Let's like you know, focus on a chin, something like that. Maybe a nose, just something like that. You know, we want to find some places that the audience can kind of look at when they're looking at the drawing. You know, it doesn't have to be completely subjective, or it could just be kind of, you know, close enough for rock and roll, baby. Okay, so now that we've added some more dark areas, let's go back and find them highlights again. All right, across his nose, there's like this T shape that we always see on people's cheeks, kind of like some Renaissance paintings might do. Some highlights around his face, something like that. Tell you what I do feel like we might need is maybe some more shadows on the back of his neck here, something like that. Alright, let's bring out highlighter here. Just bring out some highlights there. Tip of his nose here. You know, something like that. What do we think? We're gonna be cooking through them. Not my favorite one so far, but you know what? We're not here to judge, we're here to draw. What's up, Answer? What's up, Shannon? Oh, what's up, Flag? Working double duty. What's up, Spartacus? Oh, that looks like a, that looks like a bot there. So if one of the moderators in the Twitch want to catch that bot, I would appreciate it. All right. So even though this is not my favorite, we just got to get warmed up, you know? Let's keep going. What's if you're in the vertical, be sure and like and subscribe. If you want to come check out the Twitch or the horizontal YouTube. But please, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to make a request, let me know. Oh, I see what's up. That's why we don't see it. Huh? Now we can see it. Right? Dang, I don't know why we couldn't see that one. Anyway, there we go. Still getting it figured out. Did you subscribe yet? Have you subscribed? All right, there we go. Now we got you. Okay, so let's do another drawing here. Something like that. Something like this. Okay. Something like that. All right. Okay. Here we go, something like that. Again, I'm trying not to be too judgmental about the work I'm doing. We just want to get the lines on the paper. That's all our job is. We don't have to do anything amazing. We don't have to do anything right or wrong. We just have to get started. You know? And that's all I'm doing here. We're just going to do a little scribbling, have a little bit of fun. Hopefully when we get done, we'll see something in it. And if we don't, that's fine. We just move on to the next one, you know? How's that look there? And then let's go ahead and catch a couple fingers here. You know, something like that. Get his grip there, and then something like that, just to imply hand, maybe something like that. Are we seeing a guitarist there? Are y'all seeing this? This guitar's a little bit bigger back here, and you know, let's see that chord. His pants are kind of bagging up at the bottom there. All right, so now let's hunt for some shadows. All right, so let's see what we got here. It looks like we got a shadow here. He's wearing a baseball cap, so let's maybe start implying that a little bit. Some shadow down his neck. We got to find his chin, something like that. Shadow down his chest because he's wearing a black shirt. There's some of these wrinkles at the corner of his elbow, something like that. Top of his hand just kind of has some shade here. Shade down the front of his pants, something like that. We've got some dark spots here below the guitar. Maybe we can help imply that cable a little more. He's got some stripes down the side of his pants. Maybe we imply that as well. How y'all doing? We starting to see anything? All right, let's keep going. Something like that here. Keep that going there. Something like that. I can dig it. I can dig it. All right, so let's add these guys. This is always fun. You know, something like that. We got strings on this bad boy. Yeah, we do. let's get some strings on this bad boy. Okay, and then also he may have a couple little knobs here. That's good enough. All right, taking too much time. All right, so let's get to smudging. What's up, Scoop? Be sure and subscribe. What's up, Sweeted Bear? Be sure and hang out, subscribe. Scoop, Sweeted, are you artists? How are you? Thanks for joining. Okay, let's do just a little bit of smudge in here to bring out some middle ground. Be sure you subscribed. Trying to get my subscription count up. Flag. Tell me, what are you looking at with your current writing? What's the subject matter? What's the scoop? And also, if you're on vertical, we're also streaming horizontally on Twitch and on horizontal on YouTube. So if you want to check out one of the other platforms, or if you want to check out the vertical stream, feel free to hop on over. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. Oh, what's up? That one toenail. Welcome back. Welcome back. You subbed, Scoop? Thanks, dude. Flag says that chapter's very fluffy. What does that mean, fluffy? I got a couple chats here, so if you don't see it in the chat, I'm also chatting on YouTube and we're chatting on Twitch. So if you can't quite find the conversation, hop around. It's around here. And what I'm doing is just kind of loosely interpreting an image. Doesn't have to be perfect or exact, or doesn't have to be anything, you know. Part of the art is the fun of just scribbling around and seeing if something happens, you know. And that's kind of the goal here. Trying to find the jewel. Trying to find the sculpture in the marble. So yeah, I think we're pretty close. We might add one more like definitive dark spot here in his eye, maybe something like that. Add some more maybe dark spots here in his hands. You know, where you put more contrast, you're gonna get more attention. So if I want people looking at the hands and the face, we want to make sure our darkest and lightest spots are in the hands and the face. Alright, something like that. So I'm just bringing out some of the highlights to get like the brightest highlights on his hands and his face, using this electric eraser. Alright, I think that's it. What's up, Beth? So yeah, and part of the drawing is not trying to be too critical on myself about whether it's good or bad or perfect or whatever it is. It's more about just like having fun. Over time, if you have enough fun and you just keep drawing, it'll start to look like something. And if it doesn't, who cares, you know? We're just playing. It's just fun, you know? So I try not to get too caught up on the details. You could do it too. You could have fun. What's up, Cloudy? Oh, thank you so much. That's nice. What's up, Amy? What's up, Beth? Hey, be sure and like and sub. Please hit the like and subscribe to the page. I'd appreciate it. Are you an artist as well? Amy can stay. Amy can stay. Amy, are you an artist? And honestly, dude, how can you say it's not ugly? It's kind of part of the drawing. Of course it is. It's chaos. It's scribbles. But look how the magic comes together into an image. You know? There's something magical about letting it be chaotic and not worrying about it being too perfect. I think you really end up with something stylistic, you know? Look at that. Flag says, "Bro looks like that one weird werewolf from Harry Potter." That's funny. But yeah, everybody's welcome here, even if you have bad opinions on art. uh, thanks, Scoop. Beth, you want to be an artist? What kind of stuff do you want to make? Flag says, basically was all super happy stuff like fluff. It's just a good time, even if nothing important to the plot happens. Flag, have you been using the Blake Snyder beat sheet like we talked about that one day to help flesh out your ideas? Or did we abandon it already? Not Lupin, but the other guy from the Harry Potter werewolf. One toenail is working on a price for art. Working on a price of art for someone right now. Are you saying that you've done a commission for somebody, Toenail? That's pretty cool. All right, let's do another one. Let's do another one. If anybody has any requests, let me know. So let's do the fun stuff. I know y'all like when we do this. I'm gonna do let's do a two-handed one. What do y'all think? Okay, so if we start here, like that, okay. Something like this. All right, okay. All right, when you can see what it is, I want you to say it. Okay, all right. All right, what do we think? Do y'all like this, the two-handed style, or is that too much? Is that too showy? Like this goes all the way out to here. Maybe this could even be further, something like that. What do you think? Trumpet player nailed it. I meant piece, not price. Oh, I gotcha. What's up, Daya? What's poppin'? Toenail, share it in the Discord. Yep, trumpet player. You should do a King Rome Blasphemous Hyrule flag. You're gonna have to link me to that. I'm not quite sure what that means. You hit me with some deep lore sometimes. I can't quite follow. All right, y'all, let's find some shadows in our trumpet player here. Also, I feel like I'm missing a little bit of like fella here he's got on a suit coat, and when these jazz players, they got their suit coats on, I want to make sure we can tell. I want to make sure we see a lapel and a collar. See if it pops through. Oh, he's got a nice watch flashing too. Okay, so let's find out where this fella's fingers are. Okay, so we got something like this. And again, y'all, I'm not trying to be too... I don't care if I do the lines correctly or wrong or right. I just want them to be fun. I want every line to feel like I'm writing my signature, so it's not about how perfect the line is, but like how easy it can possibly be for me to draw it, and I feel like the easier it is to draw it, the more entertaining it will be for the audience to look at it. I guess it's just a little philosophy I have, because it's what takes all the stress off of the art for me. And if there's no stress, I'm just having fun, and I'm not really super concerned about anything else. And when I can get into a nice, fun flow state, and I'm just having a good time, I feel like maybe we got it figured out. Bosphoramos. You got to link me, Flag, but I will draw it if you got a request. Do you do requests at all? Yeah, Daya. What kind of request you got? Scoop says, yeah, I got you. Cool. Hit us in the Discord. Flag, be sure you check out Scoop's stuff when he posts it in the Discord. Welcome him in there. All right, so now let's start looking for some shadows. There's like a shadow here. And again, they don't have to be in the perfect places. Let's just see a shadow and draw it. And then, like, if it's in the wrong place, oh well. No, nobody's telling me where it has to be. You know, this fella's wearing a hat too. He kind of got this thing going here. He's got his hat's kind of down like that. All right, and then add some little bit of shadows there. See what we got back here. Some kind of creases. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, like a bull rider, cowboy and a bucking bull. That's a great one, Daya. In order for a request, I need you to, did you like this stream? Did you subscribe? I would appreciate that, and I will do your request if you like and subscribe. For double points, you could follow the Twitch page, or there's also a horizontal stream because we're doing multi-streams. Like and subscribe and like the multi-streams. It'll also help. But great. Thank you. Yo, what's up, everyday nerd? Welcome to the chat. All right, so let's start smudging some of this around. See what we got here. Okay. Day, I appreciate the request. If anybody has a request, you just let me know. You know, I'm totally into doing requests. And especially if it's like in the vein of what I'm doing already, it's no problem. I'd love to take a request. If it's something kind of outside of the current style I'm doing, I still will take a request, but you're going to have to subscribe and follow and like everything. I don't have those, but yeah, cool. Fair enough, Day. I'll do the bull rider next. I think that's a really good request. All right, let's find some highlights here. You know what else I want to do? My guy here, we got his hand up here. We got like a wrist down here. Let's make sure his shirt's here. But my guy has got a fucking watch on, and I want to imply that watch. Can you tell that I just put a watch on him? Good enough. All right, so now let's find some highlights. And it's the same game. I'm going to look for highlights. If I see them and I can get them, great. If the highlights are in the wrong place, don't care, you know? Doesn't really matter. The whole name of the game here is just having fun. So if none of the pieces and parts are in the right place, but I had a nice time, success. So, you know, there's so many times in your life where you can judge yourself and everything's got to be perfect. But when you're making art, it doesn't have to be. And, you know, you can take advantage of that. So when you're spending time making art, you don't have to be critical on yourself. You can give yourself some grace, let yourself be loose. Don't put unneeded expectations on yourself. Just like give yourself permission to just kind of flow, have a nice time, have fun. You know, there's so many parts of your life where you know, you have to be critical or people are critical. But when it comes to art, it doesn't have to be. It could just be fun. Just pick up a sheet of paper and just start scribbling and start focusing on more like, am I having a nice time? Or, you know, are these lines fun to draw? And be less concerned about whether it looks perfect. You know, and I think over time, a happy line, if you're having fun, a piece of work that feels fun is going to get a lot further than a piece of art that feels perfect. Hey, what's up, Scoop. Look up, Scoop done swung over to the horizontal stream. What do you think about the horizontal stream, Scoop? It's a little different, huh? Yeah, it's widescreen. You can see me in the room. It's kind of fun. Yeah, if you're here in the vertical stream, you can click on my name, click on the name of the stream, Gabriel Saint Artist. It'll take you to the page. There's another live stream that's vertical. If you want to check that out. All right, let's finish this guy up. He's not too far, gotta be honest. I was thinking about putting some highlights in his eyes, but I don't want to overwork him. Let's call him done. Boom. There he is. Phone's about to die and I gotta go to work. Would it be possible for you to post a photo of the bull rider photo here on YouTube, please? Yeah, Daya, if you subscribed after I draw it, you can just visit the stream. The stream will be live. Or do you want me to wait until the next stream and do it for you? Or I can do it now, but it'll be in this stream. So when this stream is over, it'll instantly be live to watch again. So just come on back. But I'm gonna do it right now. Let's do it right now. Let's find a good one. I mean, what do I know is a good one? But I like this one, I think. All right, so before we move on, do you want to look at some of them details? Show it to the phone over here a little bit. You want to see some of those details? What do you think? All right. I'm trying to show it to this camera too now. Yeah, what do you think? We do it pretty quick. That's funny, Flag. That doesn't sound like notes to me coming to you. That sounds like a compliment. That sounds like exactly what you're looking for. Somebody knows your work well. All right, let's do this is a request from Daya. If you want a request, I'll do a request for you. Just be sure you like and follow and subscribe and all the good stuff. Thank you for making this request, Daya. Let's see how it comes out. What's up, Orange Pencil? Are you an artist? Be sure to subscribe, like the video. Join the Twitch and the Discord, Orange Pencil. All right, let's give it a shot here. So let's say something like this, something like that. Okay, maybe here. Okay. All right, something like this. And I've never done this before, y'all, so bear with me with this particular subject matter. I mean, I've drawn with 2 pencils before, but we have not done this particular subject matter. All right, so let's see. Can you see what it is yet? Can anybody in the chat tell me what's happening yet? All right, let's do something like that, and this one probably comes up like that. Over here. All right, so that's the beginning here. And again, we're not trying to be too critical. We're just trying to get some lines started. We're just trying to get some charcoal on the paper to push around. Ooh, yeah, I do like sketching, but not quite coloring. It's a horse person. Hey, Amelia. Yeah, you're correct. That's the request. Can't believe you got it already. I don't want to stream and y'all not be here. Amelia, you must be wonderful at picking out images in the clouds. Okay, so now that we got that, let's find some shadows. Amelia, are you an artist as well? It is so clear, but it's not at the same time. Scoop, you're so true. Because like it's kind of like pareidolia. It's like when you see something in the clouds, like a lot of the image that you see might not actually be in clouds or on the paper. Some of what you're seeing is actually just in your imagination, you know? All right, so let's find some shadows here. Yeah, you know what? I think the idea is to like use all the right shapes and all the right shadows and highlights, but like they always be in the right spots all the time. Maybe it's like if you do realism, like that's I do love realism, but also like there's so much of art that's not realism where we're trying to portray things as how they feel rather than how they actually are, you know? So we're just figuring this out. Just trying to find some some shadows here in our guy. Okay, it's coming way out here. Alright, trying to find some. Here we go. Sometimes like it's just smearing stuff around. I don't want to make decisions, but every now and again you just gotta make the decision. So maybe it's here. Something like that. All right. So there's our beginning of our shadow. Well, no, I can see that we missed a whole part here. Nobody told me I missed his head. There we go. Something like that. Then before we get out of here, we got to get his hand here, you know, and the same thing with the hand. Like, I don't want to draw the hand too literally, but we also, we need to know, it's a hand, though, still, you know? Okay. And then a lot of this is like, have you ever heard of Cubism? Or like Picasso, or maybe even Salvador Dali, but where you can kind of look at an image from different angles at the same time, or in different time periods at the same time, you know? I love myself for the future meter, right? Oh, I get it. Night flag. I totally missed that. Nice how it's messy yet kind of detailed at the same time. Thanks, Orange. You've tried Cubism? Oh, that's cool. Amelia says I draw anime characters like Bagugo and some cloud stuff. Oh, that's cool. Look, if you're an artist and you're in the chat, be sure to join the Discord. You know, we have a very cool community over there of artists that would love to see your work. Yeah, don't be afraid to join the Discord there and share some of your work. We got some artists that live in that Discord. All right, so now we're gonna try to find some highlights here, the very best we can. Something like that. Same thing. Like I'm gonna try to find some highlights in the picture and then bring them out, but also like, I don't know if they're gonna be in the right places or not, but I don't want to overly concern myself with the details. I just want to, you know, have fun drawing. If it looks bad, who cares? We'll do another one. If it looks great, we'll consider it a gift, you know? Alright, so I see a highlight here. I see a highlight kind of down the back here. You can already see that maybe this beast is not long enough. So that's gonna give us some fun. So let's bring his horns out to here. And its head even further out to here. Okay. You see how like I'm looking at my picture, I realize the bull is not big enough. So I just drew another bull. You know, who cares? Let's see if I can erase where some of these lines were. And boom, who cares? Now the bull is bigger. Nobody ever knew. Alright, there we go. And now that gives me room to, I saw some highlights here that I couldn't get to. All right, so we also need to show that our guy here, he's got his waist here, you know, and then maybe his knee here, because the rest of his legs kind of coming back here. You know, something like that. Okay, let's try to make this little head look a little more cohesive. Let's grab some highlights here. Grab some highlights here. Back along his back here. Some more of these highlights. We've got some highlights on our bull's head here. Now what we could do for some focus area, let's give this bull a pupil, you know? And let's give our cowboy a little bit of a face too. Again, I don't want to overly emphasize it, but just enough to kind of give us some spots to look at, you know? And let's take our highlighter here. Try to start bringing out some highlights in some areas. Something like that. What do we think? What do we think? There's our bull guy. We might do, bring out some of this area here from his leg. Guess that's his leg. Something like that. Maybe we can bring out some little more areas like that. Yeah, I like him. Is he right? I don't know. Does it matter? Not at all. That was fun. Thank you, Dea, for the request. That was a good time. I appreciate it. Here, y'all want to see some details? I'll show it to the stream first. All right, vertical stream. What do you think? What do you think? What's up, Tatio? How do you say that? Tatio? Welcome to the stream. Be sure to like and follow, subscribe. We want to look at it over here. Maybe get some details. Hey, what's up, Arctic? You got a new phone, huh? Much horse. I think I might do another horse drawing. You want to make a request, Wolfman? Hey, Tateo, you're gay. Welcome to the chat. You heard that flag? They must have heard you talking. Well, welcome to the community. We love you, Tateo. Hey, Lily. How are you? Are you an artist? Flag. Somebody jumped in the vertical chat and their first comment was, "Hi, I'm gay." Oh, happy birthday. All right, y'all, I'm going to draw another cowboy unless somebody has a request. Amelia, Tatio, Lily. Be sure and subscribe, please. I would appreciate it. All right, let's do another cowboy. But if anybody has a request, let me know. All right, let's do another one. I thought the bull rider request was a pretty good one. It was fun. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good picture that looks fun to draw. Okay, all right. Man, some of these pictures they're wearing helmets and stuff, like the sport of bull riding is like a sport, you know, they're wearing helmets and stuff. All right. Yes, Lily says, yes, I'm an artist. I've been working on art for around 6 years. Normally I do pencil and paper. Very cool. Thanks for subscribing, Amelia. Also, Lily, Amelia, any of you artists, if y'all want to join the Discord, We have a Discord community. You might have to pop over to the. Oh no, I could do it here. I'll give you a Discord link if you use Discord. If you want to share some of your art in the community over there. Uh-oh. Flag says that my stream went offline for a second. It'll be back. Well, that's fine, Scoop. I'm only probably gonna do one more drawing anyway. But I appreciate you hanging out the whole time with me while I draw. Looks like we're having some streaming problems on this stream. I'm gonna stop it. And then we'll start that over, but we're still here vertically. Thank you, Flag, for the heads up. I'm not sure which stream you're on, but I appreciate you catching that. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to be in Discord. But I just thought if you're an artist and you wanted to share your art, Discord's the best way for us here. Otherwise, just hang out, you know. All right, yeah, we're just going to do one more. And we'll be back, what's today, Friday? We'll be back tomorrow evening to do another one. What's up, Zox? What is happening? I'm about to do a drawing. I'm just working on... I got another stream happening here, so we're trying to wait for one stream to stop. Let's try it again. Sorry. Just waiting for... I'm streaming on OBS as well as Vertical. We're streaming on Twitch as well as on YouTube, and the Twitch stream is acting up. So I am trying to fix the Twitch stream, and then we'll get right back to drawing. Wolfman, happy birthday. Is it your birthday today or is your birthday tomorrow in your time? Alright, so let's try this again. Oh, nice. Lily says I'm making craft right now. That's pretty cool. What kind of craft? Okay, so I'm just gonna give it one more second to try to get the stream back up on Twitch, and if we don't get it back up, we'll just finish out the drawing just here on the Vertical stream. We just got one more drawing to go anyway, so the Twitch didn't miss too much. Drawing a picture of my Bagugo right now. That's cool. Hello, I'm on stream of lives, being nice IG. How are you doing? We're wonderful. Ali Lollipop, how are you? I like your name. Zox. Be sure and subscribe. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. Can we get our chat back? Can we get our chat back? All right. Here we go. All right, y'all. We're back streaming again on Twitch. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. We had a bit of a technical difficulty. Do you know how dogs... Lily, what is she saying here? Do you know how dogs wear muzzles? I have a not actual dog, but I like have a stuffed animal, and I like making it muzzle. Well, thanks for... oh, you're making the dog a muzzle. I get it. I see what you're saying. Like for walking the dog, that's cute. Thank you. Ollie says, I'm good. I'm spreading a bunch of kindness and trying to hit a big number, so I think I'm going to move to the next live. You have a blessed day. You too, Ollie Pop. Thanks for stopping by and spreading some kindness. All right. All right, last drawing of the evening. What's up, Alex DeFox? Are you an artist? Welcome to the stream. Are you an artist, Alex? Be sure and subscribe to the channel while you're here, please. Okay, something like, oh my, this was like working. All right, something like that. Oh, wait. All right, something like this. All right, now bear with me here. One of my pencils isn't working. This one goes behind here. Then we might have another arm here. All right, how do we feel about that? Can anybody tell what it is yet? Alex, you're an artist as well. Be sure and subscribe. If you want to join the Discord, share your art. People would love to see it. Be right back, says Zox. All right, come on back, Zox. How are we doing in Twitch? The stream locked back in for y'all on Twitch? What's the chat looking like over there? All right, let's get back in here. All right, so what we need to do is kind of imply these guys. All right, something like that. Okay, something like that. So I'm trying to put all the lines here, but I'm also like not trying to be overly concerned if everything's in the right place. We're just gonna use the reference as kind of a loose guide, and then do what we want from there. So there's like a hand here, maybe. Let's overly draw that hand so it's kind of exposed. Okay, so that's the beginning. Think of it kind of like a sculpture where like you just kind of got to put the clay or get the stuff you're going to sculpt with all down on the paper first. Once you got it down, then we can start sculpting. So we got enough now to kind of get to sculpting. So let's get to sculpting. So let's find some shadows here. Something like that. We want to kind of imply that arm right here. Use the thing and imply another arm here. Maybe something like that. Maybe. And I'm not sure if these are in the right spots, but we're just putting shadows down. If they go in the right place, cool. If they don't, cool. We'll call it self-expression, or we'll call it cubism, or whatever we want to call it. All right, something like that. Okay, so now that we got some of that stuff down, dang, I dropped my charcoal pencil. Now that we got some of that down, let's start smudging and see what happens. All right, Zox is back. Okay, something like that. All right, so now let's find some highlights. Let's see what we can figure out here. See if we can pull this back together. All right, so we have like a highlight here on his hat, I think. Here's what we'll look at. Like that's the front of his hat. Another highlight here on that side of his hat. Okay, and then like his shoulder here has a bit of a highlight. And I'm playing the same game where like I want to hit the right lights and shadows, but they don't have to be in the right spots necessarily. I just want to make sure they're there. And if some of the highlights actually end up being in the wrong spots, it's okay. Because like the thing is your art only has to be kind of what you've decided it has to be. So if you decide it needs to be real, then you need to spend your time making it real. If you think it needs to be expressive, then you need to spend your time making it expressive. But I think like it's good to know like what your goal is, number one, and also like, you know, it's nice to maybe try to understand what's important and what's not important. You know, that's always a good exercise in life, is to just kind of like take stock of what's important to you and what's not important to you, and then go in that direction, you know. And if realism is what's important to me in this particular piece of art, or in this particular scenario, then that's where I need to focus. But if I'm not necessarily focusing on realism, what am I focusing on? You know, and we're focusing on composition and shape and form and expression. You know, and 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 so the question is that happening? Are we having fun? Does the piece of art feel expressive? Um, you know, is it finding? Are we finding interesting shapes and interesting lines? Are we reiterating shadows and highlights? You know, but like let's try to also like understand that maybe we don't have all the control that we thought we had. You know, like you go in like, I'm going to control this drawing, I'm going to draw exactly what I want. And maybe you can learn that you don't get to control everything. You know, you might not even get to control your own drawing sometimes. Like, let it have a life of its own, and if the drawing becomes something else, then let it do what it's gonna do, you know. And because there's no right and wrong, it's just all about doing what works best for you, and trying to find that, you know. And that's a hard part too, is like finding what kind of things are important to you. What are the things that you're trying to express through your work? What are the things that you're trying to avoid in your work? You know, and then like more than just like, hey, I'm gonna make a realistic drawing. What are your ideals? What are the things you're trying to express? What's important to you, and how do you get that off of your chest, or how do you tell the world something like that? You know, rather than, I'm just going to have a perfect drawing. You know, maybe what you're doing is you don't have the perfect drawing. You have some kind of expression. You know. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can pull this crazy chaos back. All right, so you want to push and pull. So we're finding highlights and shadows, highlights and shadows, highlights and shadows. I'm fighting a little bit of foreshortening here that I'm trying to fix. Maybe that'll help pull it in. Apply more here. Okay, less here. So like that. Alright, so let's find some more highlights in this guy. Alright, something like that. Maybe like this. In front of his hat now. We have like a highlight on his face here. You know, maybe like a highlight on what could be his neck, a chin. Something like that. I guess that's what's happening here. Hey Siri, stop the alarm. Alright, yo, that's my alarm. I gotta go. But I'm gonna give the drawing about 1 more minute. And then I gotta go. But before I go, I wanna remind you If you're an artist or you're a creative person, or even if you're not an artist or a creative person, you can take out a pencil and you can draw just like I can, and you can do it just to have fun, and you can make an ugly drawing, and you can throw it away. But I want to remind you that when you're making art, it's not just about drawing pretty pictures. Sometimes it's about self-expression. So if you're having a bad day and you're dealing with conflict at school or at work or with your family, your parents, your loved ones, maybe you're just dealing with some kind of conflict within yourself. But I want you to remind yourself that you don't have to take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Take it out on art. So take out a sheet of paper. If you're having a bad day, draw about that bad day. Write a movie about that bad day. Create a Scoop, Zox, Ollie, Lily, Amelia, Scoop. All of y'all, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for being here. If you're on the Twitch, join the YouTube. If you're on the YouTube, join the Twitch. Thanks so much for being here. See you next time. Take it out on art. Don't take it out on yourself.